Good morning. We're in the laboratory today and I had a request to do a video about my light setup and how I start my seeds. So I've done a lot of seed starting videos over the years and I'll do more as spring comes along. But today we're just going to focus on the light setup and how this works. Now, unfortunately, I can't tell you a lot about these lights because I just got them from the neighbor. He gave them to me for free. And so we just have this little rack here, and it's pretty simple because the rack has two shelves on it, and this is just, you can buy these racks at anywhere, any hardware
I think we got them
place.
at Home Depot,
Like,
maybe.
Yeah, Home Depot or Walmart. This particular one that is black came with the light setup, so it was already ready to go. So the light has 4 bulbs in it. You can kind of see here. And so that's good because it makes it wide. But what you want to do, if you do want a light setup to grow seedlings like this, you want to get the bulbs that are made for plants because they will have the correct lights. You need the correct blue and red rays of lights coming out.
Is it a broader spectrum?
Or something, is it... I don't know. I'm not an expert on the lights because I hardly ever use them. The reason I'm using this one is because I have them. If I didn't have this, I probably wouldn't spend money on it. Although, it's a good thing to do. It's not a bad thing. So I'm just filling the request to talk about what I do know. But these plants are doing really well. I'm just going to pull this out so you can see it. So these have been growing for about 3 weeks. And they're looking beautiful.
Makes me want to graze.
Oh yeah, we could eat these right now as a baby microgreen. These would be good, but that's not why I grew them. These will be planted in the greenhouse. But these are good. I'm just gonna try to pull on this. Okay, it's breaking up the root ball, so when that happens, you want to squeeze it a little bit, and then it'll come up. Now, in a lot of videos, I say not to squeeze it, because people squeeze it too much and they crush things. There's an earthworm right there. Can you see him?
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, this is good.
Well, and you don't squish them to bits. You just gently loosen it from
the sides. You barely loosen it, yeah. I've seen people squish them and they crush the roots, and then they wonder why their plants aren't growing good. Me and my wife went to a class, our degree is right up there. But we went to a class and they were teaching us aquaponics. And the way that they were putting their plants into this vertical system, it would completely crush those roots. It was just smashing them completely. And then they were complaining, these aren't growing very well, we don't know why. And in those days, I paid for their class. They weren't paying me, so I felt very shy about it, and I didn't say a thing. I probably should have said something, but...
Well, you turned to me and you said, well, of course it's not growing. They killed the roots.
It wasn't completely killing the plant, but it was taking it a month to recover.
Well, and the reason that it was squished so hard is it was in a vertical system where it was being held by the root structure.
Yeah. It'll take an hour
to explain
what
but
that
it was
means,
a poor design.
So
it was a poor design is what it was.
Focus right here, right now. See the water level right here?
Okay. See, I need to get it better. Oh, there we go, right here, the light.
So you can see the water level.
That's good.
So we want the water level in these to be so that they're getting watered. I'm using the top. If you go buy these, this is supposed to be the top that goes on. But I've never kept a rule in my life, I don't think.
The important ones
when
you've
it
kept.
comes to this stuff.
But gardening, you break them all the time.
Because when you buy a kit, the bottom is black. But you can't see the water level. So it's insane. So I do it this way. Anyway, I have a picture of water. See, these are wilty right here. So I shouldn't have let that happen. But these are running out of water. And they are thirsty.
Yeah, you can see it's dry in there.
What we're going to do is we're just going to dump this in. So there's that.
Now the roots can go down.
And now the roots are down in the water, and that will water the plants.
Wonderful. But
see how the water level is right at the bottom, right here? It probably needs a little bit more water. so that you get good capillary action sucking the water up. So I'm just gonna and we could certainly water from the top too. There's nothing wrong with, and with these ones that are feeling really thirsty, it's probably a really good idea to just go ahead and water them from the top real quick. So this is where I start my seeds. Once we get to about this age, where this one's about a month old, and you can see that a lot of the cotyledons are starting to yellow. That's not necessarily a good thing, but the cotyledons don't last very long anyway. That's the seed leaf here. The true leaves are the round ones in the middle. But these need to get in the ground. They don't have enough space. And there's probably a little bit nutrient deficient. Even though they're in the pure worm castings, it's not functioning quite the way it needs to. So we have two options here. We get this in the greenhouse where the soil is functioning, or we fertilize it. And you could use any kind of fertilizer. I just like a fish emulsion. You could use a Miracle Grow. Just any kind of a fertilizer would work. But these two plants here were planted just about a week and a half ago. This one and this one. And these ones are all about a month old, roughly. And so these are ready to be transplanted outside into the greenhouse. But this is my light setup. So I put my plants here. It's at room temperature in here in the 60s and 70s all winter. And then I just have the lights on. And the lights are on 24 hours a day. That's not necessarily good for plants. They do need they need resting time. But I'm not...
And they're not in here for long.
I'm not worried about it in the first month or two of their life. When they're out of here in about 4 weeks. So I will be moving these out this week into the greenhouse, and they will either go in the propagation house out there, or they'll just be transplanted. But these trays are for boot camp. So these will be a little bit bigger than I normally transplant. So I won't transplant very many of these. I'm waiting for these for boot camp. So
that's only a few weeks away.
Yeah, it's January 19th, 20th, and 21st. So another month from now.
If you want to learn how to garden in the winter in the greenhouse, this is the one for you.
Yeah, so this will be good. Hopefully this helps you to shine lights upon your beautiful little babies.